we are again to bring to you game 2 for tonight, which is going to be Black Panthers versus SDG, Greek team versus Macedonian team. Hello again, Ghost R. How are you
Why,
doing?
hello there. I'm great. My voice is still fine. Everything's going good. I haven't messed up too bad. All the positive things.
Well, my ears don't troll me right now. We are in peaks and bans phase, and the first ban that we see again is Zinzao. What's your take on that? We've seen Zinzao 2 out of 2 so far.
I think that's just them. It's one of the like odd bands, but he is one of those champions that like personally I wouldn't want to play against. I'd rather play against Yasao or somebody else than a Xin Zhao who can just I don't know, his kit right now with the right runes is just it can punish everything. It can punish a jungle. You can play him top lane. It's one of those things. Rather ban it than have to deal against 2-0 Xin Zhao who's just got a really strong early game.
And we got something that I wasn't expecting to see. So we got Azaya, which we saw last game also, but we do have the Tristana. And just about now, we got the Na out of the game as well. We saw what the Na could do last
Oh,
game. We don't want this again.
I feel comfortable with the null ban. It's like
Well, they saw what Black
it's
Panthers could do last game with the Na, so SDG now is saying, no, we're not having none of that. Just get the Na out of the way, straight up, and we'll see what we can deal with the next top laner that they choose to pick.
oh no, definitely. It's like one of
Kalista's
those
also
things.
out. Cool.
Oh, what?
Yep. We got Kalista,
Hmm.
Zaya, and Tristana out. Zinzao and Na. And the last ban,
Oh,
of course, is Ezreal, which caused a lot of trouble last game as well.
there comes. That's a respectful ban right there. Because meanwhile, you didn't see too much action, but he was painful to just play against. He just kept moving. Got the bot lane tower, it's moved to top. Got the top, let's move to mid. It just kept, the poke keeps everybody at bay.
Exactly. So we have another POC champion though picked for the side of Black Panthers. We have Varus locked in. And let's see if they can do sort of the same thing. Although you don't have the arcane shift to get out of situations, you do have the ultimate, which is super important, and it locks an enemy down to place whenever you want to. So we'll see if they're going to use it sort of in the same strategy of sieging towers and using it as like a CC source, so you can't get very close. On the other side, though, we have a Javan, which is a very, very dangerous against the Varus.
Very. That's. I think that play might come. You might see some early game. He can stun a few people out and maybe save his ultimate for the team fights. But the problem comes in is there's a lot of ways to counter a virus, like multiple ways.
And here we have the Lulu for the side of SDG. So far we have Javan and Lulu for the side of SDG, and now Black Panthers. Maybe they're gonna show us their jungler, but we saw that they didn't have a big problem against the Lulu last game of TLK. Let's see if they're gonna have like the same reaction against this Lulu as well, if they're gonna go Karma and completely bully that Lulu out. I am seeing a Garen lock-in. I'm not sure if that's a placeholder or if we're actually going to see a Garen top lane. I'm really excited if we're actually going to see a
I
Garen
wouldn't
top
mind
lane.
seeing a Garen.
Exactly.
He's actually one of those picks where you don't expect it. Where he's not out of meta. He's not that bad. You don't see him played often in the high end, but you do kind of like, he's actually still viable.
It's
So
just
it
really
could be an
hard for
interesting
him
pick.
when he gets peeled the whole time. And the Kane for the side of Black Panthers. Here
Ooh,
we
a
go.
Kane.
Assassin yet again, from the Kazakhs to the Kane.
Well, I think that's just the jungler route of they're playing this, like early game bully jungler where like he's gonna try to get into the lane, try, just poke out, not look for kills, but eventually just being, that annoying thing we saw. Like Kazakh's last game, especially, was painful to deal with, and now you got a Kane who's now got a little bit more roaming capabilities, with his whole kit, and then him some sustain depending on what ultimate form you choose. But we'll have to see if he's gonna go, the full assassin route, Kane.
Let's see, because we know that in general, as a jungler, Lilnaga is a very, very aggressive type of jungler. And then we have the lock-in for Orianna for the side of SDG. I'm actually really, really scared for both teams. If the side of Black Panthers goes really far ahead, the Orianna needs time to scale. I don't think the Lulu will be able to save her. And are we gonna have another Vayne?
Mm,
SDG could go with another Vayne here, but we saw... No, they're swapping through a lot of ADCs. I think... Let's see. Let's see what they're gonna opt for.
that's the real question comes down is what comp are they trying to build up? Like we don't know what they're trying to expect, and then you also
Caitlyn.
got the Garen. Oh dear.
Caitlyn it is. So we have Javan, Lulu, Caitlyn, and Orianna. It looks like a very teamfight oriented comp. Thing is, are they gonna get to late game to be able to use all the utilities they have and the damage for the team fights? Javan with Orianna Ball and ultimate shockwave in the middle of the team with a virus that's so immobile. Like, he doesn't use his ultimate soon enough. He's pretty much as good as dead. And we have another Veiga for the second time for Black Panthers. Hopefully he has learned his lessons from the previous game where he overextended a couple of times and died because of that. So we hope to see a much cleaner game this time from the Veiga. And let's see what the support will be. Will it be another Karma?
Mm, that's a real question. Like you can pick Karma,
Fiora.
but
We have a Fiora.
yeah. Um. Okay. There's that.
I'm not sure if we actually have a placeholder. Let's see.
I have to see the comp right now is looking pretty strong, especially like the Jarvan Oriana comp is going to be one of those. If you get caught in that,
Okay, the
yeah,
Garen is
there's
a
not much you can do.
thresh. Okay, so the Garen is a thresh. We have our full comp right here.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, should be
And
interested to
okay,
see
so
how
the
the
Javan
Veigar
is a
is going to
top
play a role.
lane, and we have a Rammus for the other side.
Hmm.
Woo! We're
Promise.
gonna have some very, very nice team comps. So from the side of Black Panthers, the teams are just gonna go back into the lobby and choose the champions they actually wanted to choose because we had a placeholder. The Garen, unfortunately, was not a Garen. We're so sorry. It was a Thresh. So we're gonna have Varus and Thresh for the side of Black Panthers. And we're gonna have Kayn in the jungle, Veiga in the mid lane, and Fiora in the top lane, which with the new runes it could shine a lot. And for the other side, we do have the Caitlyn and the Lulu, which are huge bullies. With this lane, you literally want the enemy tower to beat down at 5 minutes time. It's a siege comp, it's a team fight comp. We have an Orianna mid lane, we have a Javan in the jungle. This is like if all the abilities land on top of each other, this is going to be a massacre for Black Panthers. But let's see how they use their early game because we saw Little Naga on the Kazakhs in the previous game. He was so super aggressive on the Kazakhs. He was able to get in the jungle, literally destroy the enemy jungler, and just make such a huge impact on these assassins in the game. So let's see what he can do this game. The players are back into picks and bans, as you can hear as well. But let's just actually say it again so you can see the team comps and everything again. You're gonna see some weird bans like Aatrox and things that don't belong there, but you
What's
remember
wrong
the
with
bans.
Aatrox? Come
Yeah,
on, what's wrong with
actually,
Aatrox?
Aatrox has been banned in a few of my solo queue games, so I'm not sure if I'm actually like if I'm actually being trolled or people are trying to play with my head thinking that he's strong to put me into the trap of like playing Aatrox. Maybe he is
Um,
strong.
no. He's up. Well, like personally, with the new runes, it gives him a lot more in a laning phase. Like one of the whole things comes in where he can be a bully early game, but once the enemy team hits level 6 and you also hit level 6, like the difference between the two isn't too much. So like you start to fall slow, like more behind every minute or so. But I don't know, we could see him come back into the meta. I don't think he's going to be like, a S tier pick for top lane, but he's definitely, it's like a Garen pick. Garen's still good, but well, about that.
Okay, I'm very interested to see how the top lane matchup will go. It's a Rumble versus a Fiora. I am so interested to see if this Fiora will just go one lane straight down to the Nexus, or we will be they will be able with the Jarvan and the Rumble to stop her in her tracks. I think it's very important because Black Panthers played the split push game again last game. They had the Na, which beat the Pantheon, even though the Pantheon had Ignite. They just beat him straight 1v1 with no help needed, even though the Na was pushed early game out of his tower. And this time we see him again on a very aggressive pick, on a very split push oriented pick, but not necessarily a pick that can't team fight like Na. Na can very easily split push, but he can so very easily team fight as well, same as Fiora. So I am so very interested to
Well, it
see
depends.
what's
Like
going to
the
happen.
Fiora, the Fiora could come into a stage where they want to start, having some assurance to pop off, the squishies on the team. So it depends how well Fiora does. She's very dependent on not only the skill, how you can play her, but also on how much CS she's got and if she's ahead. If she's not ahead, and if you have a Fiora who's not ahead, it just becomes a point where you're like, well, we can't really just send our Fiora in to kill the squishies. You're going to be locked out of that. So really, this early game is going to be I don't know, quite an exciting fiesta, so to put it.
Thing that I am most worried about is that if indeed the comp of Black Panthers gets ahead again, it is so very dangerous for a team that needs to scale to late game to get going. Like we have the Rumble, we have the Oriana that wants to, like, combine the Shockwave with the Jarvan Cataclysm
Yeah,
and then
you want to
the
get
Rumble
into that full
Equalizer
team
in.
fight, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. But what happens when that Fiora gets so far ahead, when that King gets so far ahead that they push you so far behind that you're only saving Grace, again, same last game, is to go 6 items and hope for the perfect team fight.
Well, that's the thing. You got to hope for the perfect team fight, but you got to get to the team fight, and you can't get to the team fight if, let's say, you finally reached the late game. If you're still 10k gold, 5k gold behind, that team fight combo, you have to land it. If you don't, then you're not going to win that fight. Like, it's so dependent on that team fight orientation that you don't know what could happen if they manage to pull it off. Let's say the Oriana catches 2 3 people off, and then the Jarvan's going to jump in, or the Jarvan initiates, or you've got this initiation. If you manage to get that correct, then the team fight's going to go one-sided straight to them. But if it doesn't, then
That's
you're
the
just going to
problem.
slowly get picked off.
Exactly. So we have the peek off, siege, split push, comp from one side, and we have the full-on late game team fight comp from the other side. And from my experience in tournaments, you need to have a super good coordination to be able to pull off such like a coordinated team comp, team fight.
Oh no,
I
definitely.
cannot wait to watch this game. It's going to be super interesting. On the other hand, guys, if you are enjoying our stream, make sure to follow the button below because we're going to be here tomorrow as well. And if you're thinking, maybe I would like to join also your tournament and try to claim that 5,000 euro prize, well, then what you have to do is type exclamation mark commands on our bot in the chat. And if you actually look at all the commands and you're like, wait a second, is there a giveaway there as well? Well, there is a giveaway. Exclamation mark giveaway, and you can take part in a raffle. We give away a very, very nice ESL chair, which you don't want to lose. And of course, you can get all the information you need on how to join qualifiers, what times they are, the prizes, the teams, everything you need to know will be in the command, so make sure to hit them. And of course, to let you know, this is going to be the first open qualifier that we're casting today, and there's going to be one team who is going to advance to then face our 4 invited teams, which out of all them 8, 3 of them are going to advance to our land finals, and one wildcard team will join them from the country where the land finals are being held in. And now that I've said everything, back to you.
Well, there's not much to really talk about. I'm extremely interested to see how, that gaming chair is going to help you get to the late game because it's comfortable. But will it help this team going in? You got to try get to this late game stage, and I don't know if they're going to. It depends on how much of a bully they're going to try and be, and which team's going to try. You saw in the last game, they were able to push down the bottom towers. You know, try take objective. You know, get a dragon, and then go back to top, swap the lane, the usual swap lane, and then take the top tower, then siege the middle. And the problem is, if they manage to do it the same speed as last game, by the time you hit this late game comp, you're going to be stuck there going, oops, we don't have any towers to defend, and they, you know, pushing at the inhibitors and nexus. So it's going to be an extremely wild one to watch. So I'm extremely happy to see these two comps clash, because I've always wanted to, you know, been able to talk about how much a difference, you know, if you can flash, let's say AD carry gets caught by the Orianna ult, and they just flash at the right time, that whole ultimate is negated by one summoner's spell. So that there's a lot, especially with Varus being immobile, it's going to depend if he's got his flash up or not.
Okay, so we are slowly moving into the game.
Slowly moving.
Slowly moving.
Chugging along.
Yeah, we're getting there, yeah. And we have our first invade. Let's see how it goes. Not much happening. I'm gonna just manually fix here all the champions for you guys, so you can see every single one of them at their correct spot, so you don't get confused. The normal freeze that we always have on our lovely client.
The usual bugs. I've got a bug right now. I'm stuck at the loading screen.
Oh man. That's okay. All teams are taking it pretty slow so far. Jarvan is going to be starting from his blue buff, and respectively Kayn from his, with the help of Fiora. We do have a cheeky little wards in both of the junglers' red buffs though. So let's see how fast they're going to get there, and if the wards are actually going to spot them. There is a little bit of a death push in the bot lane by Black Panthers. Let's see if SDG are going to walk into it, or they're going to be more cautious. No, they're actually going to push their lane and create the minion lane the exact way they wanted to either push or freeze. The Caitlyn is coming from the Reaver, and there wasn't much pressure right there, so that's good. We have certain back and forths with the Fiora. And
well, I'm having back and forth with the client right now, but I'm glad you at least picking up on the play-by-play casting. It's a good thing.
Well, we do have the Kayn. He's already in Jarvan's jungle, and he's doing the exact same thing he did last game. He's invading the red buff. We have another little freeze there, and he's just gonna give up this time because he thinks that Jarvan is much stronger than Rek'Sai was, and he is going to pay a visit in the Orianna in the mid lane. Just a little bit of poke, nothing too much. The Orianna will return that poke to him. Be like, no thank you, I won't have none of that. You can go back into your jungle, and you can live in my mid lane.
Well, look, that's the thing with Kayn. Kayn's going to be one of those annoyances. He's going to be in your jungle, and then he's not going to be in your jungle. Then he's going to be in your jungle, then he's, oh no, he's ganking bot lane. He's got so much roam potential as a jungler, especially, you know, with him just flying through walls.
So we got the flay on the Caitlyn, but he did not opt for a hook right there. And we've got the Jarvan waiting in the mid lane to potentially gank the Veigar. Here he goes. We have the Cage went down, and just a little bit of harass on the Veigar. And we've got the 1v1 we wanted in the top lane, but not really quite first blood yet. Let's see if the Jarvan will go top lane, but it is warded from the side of Black Panthers, so the Fiora is going to be quite safe. I'm just so glad that we're seeing very gank heavy games. The Kayn is again in the mid lane. He's just chilling in the mid lane pretty much at this point. He's not really doing much apart from pushing the lane so the Veigar can back off, buy his item, and come back into lane much stronger.
Well, especially like Blake Karzik's last game, and now you're playing Kayn, so not much really changes. You just need to focus a lot more on, you know, trying to surprise. Instead of just leaping on the enemy, you got to now try go around from them, maybe get in their jungle. And I'm going to be connecting just shortly, so don't you worry. Have a look. I don't want to miss the first blood action. Because what a
We
game it's
have
been.
almost first blood. We have some back and forth in the bot lane. No summoners banned so far. We have a lovely hook right there from the first, and the first teleport is coming down from the Rumble. The Jarvan is there as well as the Kayn, and he's just proceeding to just 1v1 the Jarvan again.
Oh
All
dear.
too easy. Teleport burned from the Rumble. Fiora still has it, and oh my god, we just got the flash from Rumble. Almost died there. So
Well, like,
much pressure from that Fiora.
Fiora is scary. Just putting that out there. She does so much damage. She can negate. Now against the Rumble, it's kind of a back and forth trade. But if your Rumble doesn't have a flash, then he really doesn't have much of an escape. He's got a shield, but he's going to be running with a flamethrower for a very long time.
So now he's gonna come back to lane. He has no TP, and the Fiora has pushed the top wave. So we'll see if he's gonna lose any farm. I'm not sure he's gonna lose too much. He's not gonna lose too much. He's probably gonna lose like a couple of minions. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. He's 6 CS behind. Well, 7 now. Well, 8 now. And he just missed about 1 to 2 minions. So that will be alright for him. He'll be able to grab the rest. Bot lane has been going for the side of Black Panthers. 44 CS for the Varus, 37 for the Caitlyn. They have been pushed back to the tower whilst they are the bot lane who should be pushing the towers very early game. And now we will have the first... Oh, I was about to say the first meeting in the top lane, but it's about a 4-man meeting in the top lane. Here comes the Kayn, gets the knock up. They know that the Rumble doesn't have a flash, but the Jarvan is, and it's too risky to go. On the other side, we have the Shockwave on the mid lane and the flash from the Veigar. He still has ultimate, but no mana. He's going to have to back off again, get back to base, reset, and come back.
Well, like that's the whole. The question is, are they going to be able to, continue the early game lead? Going into this, it's one of those things where as Kayn you can counter jungle quite a bit, but now if you counter jungle and you get caught off guard, then well, there's not much you can do. You can't really escape. So it's going to come down to
waiting in the bush right now, and he's going to try to 1v1 the Rumble. This Rumble, remember, has no flash. He's putting down the damage, 50% HP, gone, just like this from the Rumble. And remember, this is a Fiora that still has a flash. It is possible for a dive. Let's see if this is going to opt for it. Thresh Hook missed in the bot lane. On the other hand, an Infernal Dragon waiting for somebody to pick him up.
Well, like it's, if you miss a Thresh Hook, it's not nothing too serious. You could get a kill, but once you do that, you go, okay, well, that's on cooldown. We should probably back off just a little bit and not get too serious.
Kayn is in the top lane again. Flash from the Fiora in and ultimate. This is going to be the equalizer is gonna fall. The Fiora is gonna tank the tower, and unfortunately, she's gonna lose the life of hers for that as well. 1-for-1, first blood for the Fiora though, and she's gonna lose her summoners also. So pretty much it's an even trade. 1 assist went to the Kayn for that as well. So even in the top lane. The only problem is that Kayn will be able to push that Rumble wave, and it is indeed going to force the TP. But look at the rotation from the Javan and the Orianna. They are going slowly and steadily towards the bot lane. The bot lane does know that they did smell this gank incoming. They're saying, no, thank you. We don't want any Cataclysm and Shockwave on us, so we'll just back off in the bush where you can't see us. Now they're going to engage the Caitlyn. Caitlyn is going to flash away. She's getting ignited, but nothing to be worried about. And we have the Shockwave on the Veigar in the mid lane. Is he going to get away? No, he's not. Ball is going to take his life. 1-0 for that Orianna, who is 10 CS. More than 10 CS, I'm sorry, ahead. And now a kill ahead. This Jarvan, even though he got a bit bullied by the Kayn early game, he is giving his team some life. And the Kayn is again top lane, trying to get the Fiora down. Trying to get the Rumble down with the Fiora, tanking the tower. Are they gonna do it? Just one more hit? Here it goes. The Rumble will go down again, and the Fiora survives with such minimum HP. She almost faced death again. But now that the bot lane for Black Panthers has backed, that is the chance for SDG to grab an Infernal Drake. It helps them so much on that scaling game that they need so much to get there, to be able to team fight Black Panthers and not worry about it at all. They're like, okay, you have a big comp, we don't care, we have a team fight comp, we're gonna engage you every time, we do have the scaling, we do have the Infernal Dragon, we do have a few kills, so they are getting there.
Well, that just sounds like a complete bully to me. When you're trying to get, try and take every advantage in the top lane, try to get those early picks, and try to force the team to, either try to take a dragon or try and have a few things going.
So we do see the Orianna now getting a little bit more aggressive. The Thresh Hook is going to land. We're going to have a 3-man party around the Orianna this time. She does flash away. Shockwave into 3 people. Beautifully done. She's going to escape using both her summoners, but she's going to at least escape. 20 CS ahead for her still. Both of the supports are roaming, and now they're going back into their lanes. Here we come, the Javan is coming, Cataclysm onto the Veigar, and he's gonna go down the same way he did before. 2-0 for that Orianna, who is scaling very scarily fast.
As I'm finally getting to the connect into this, so I can start helping you with this, all these team fights as they're going along.
It's okay, I have water next to me, I'm doing fine.
Definitely, yeah, but your voice is definitely going to run out. We don't want it yet because we are not done for the night, and I'm finally joining in there, although I'm greeted with a freezing bug, so...
Well, you gotta have a very warm welcome in.
The
So we do have the Javan in the top lane. They are maybe opting to dive the Fiora. That Fiora has still no flash. The Rumble does have flash and equalizer, but we don't have Cataclysm for the Javan. No, he's just gonna counter juggle a little bit the jungle of Lilanaga, and then he's gonna opt to get out and get the Scuttle Crab for his top laner to be extra safe. There we go.
Definitely.
Fiora's probably gonna spot him
Fiora's
now.
diving onto Rumble, as it seems like I'm finally in this game. And the whole question is, yeah, there you go. He's just going to show his Jarman's just going to walk into lane and be like, hey, I'm here too. And then that's going to just be Rumble being like, yeah, I can farm again. So a little bit of action at the bot lane, not too much going on. Thresh, just missing another hook once again. So it's nothing special. Orianna is now finally pushed Veigar under tower. No, now she's stuck at a stun. Here comes Kanan from the side. Although she manages to get a kill onto Veigar,
my God.
she should be able to try and get escape here, or at least turn the damage. And Kane just gets around. Oh, there comes the ultimate. That should be her going down. No, she's still alive, and Kane manages to pick it up. What a kill there.
Oh my God, that was so close. This Orianna is so dangerous. The Veigar this time is having such a hard time like he did against the Anivia. He is so immobile. And against the Orianna, and he suffered before against the Anivia, but right now against the Orianna, whew, boy.
Oh no, that's another world. That's one of those things like going on. You see the Caitlyn at the bot lane, she has a bit of range. Here comes Rumble in just to, deny the farm, push the creeps back under the turret. And if you're always getting, Rumbles, what are those lane bullies? That's just, if you try and farm, you get flames in your face. You try and run away, you get tasered. And it's quite an annoying thing to deal with, but Fiora, she's doing well. She's not that far. I wouldn't have to say she's out of the game in terms of farm-wise. She is exactly only 3 CS behind the Rumble, who should just be, continuing to poke as he does.
This is going to be even after this wave. There we go. 109 to 109.
And that's the question is, we're heading to 12 minutes into the game, and it's actually quite even. The gold lead is maybe, 300 gold, and that's just relying on the bot lane farm. And also Kane...
And sitting on the Orianna, mainly.
Oh, yeah, the Orianna just looking now is either going to be caught up by the Kane, but Veigar... It's a tough matchup to play as Veigar, but also...
And we have the 1v1 top lane.
You see the 1v1 top lane as Fiora. You see caught him down with the silence. When you use your flames too much, you can't really do too much afterwards. So she's able to punish that. And she's coming in again. See, there's the return, there's the slows, there's more flames. And not much really happening now. If you look at the bot lane, there's 3 people hiding in a bush. They are pinging it, so they should be aware that there is somebody either going around the river or going up to the top. So Orianna should just watch out, although she's now stuck in between the stun. The shockwave comes out, not too much happening. Moving over to the top lane, Rumble's actually almost going to fall to Fiora. He has the trap and bot lane waited. There's Thresh. Here comes the Jarvan ultimate. He's just going to have to flay them while Varus either tries to get in there, drops the ultimate, although there he goes. Is he going to go down? Yes, Thresh is going to go down. They got the trade, but here comes the Fiora teleport, and there comes the response from Rumble. Can they find anything from this? It doesn't look like it is. All people, 4 people are just going to hang around the tri bush and just wait there,
So low
while
HP.
they're all low. And here comes Fiora diving in. She's going to have to try flash. Almost gets rumbled, but there it gets picked up in the end. Jarvan, just
Veigar is
hulking
coming from
around.
Riva.
Slowly but surely he is coming from River, and there you see if you're Caitlyn just getting caught out completely there in the wrong position. But here comes the Veigar with the stun, catches out Jarvan. This should be him going down right there. There goes the Christmas smash from Veigar. And that's just, being caught out in the position where Veigar now managed. He didn't even teleport or anything. He's just, walked down river. There's not much you can do. There's no walls there for them, so they couldn't see anything. Meanwhile, Orianna's now going back to, the mid lane just to farm a little bit more once again and catch up. So this Veigar pick has been one of those. When Veigar manages to land a stun, it almost seems every time he's almost be able to get a kill, except on, Orianna, because shockwaves and stuff.
Very, very questionable, the teleport from the Rumble. Teleporting in with literally 15% to 20% HP of his whole pull. Very, very questionable. They were very easily able to get him down. I'm not sure that was worthy of a teleport. They had already gotten a kill. I don't think they should have chased it anymore. In the end, that Rumble is 1 for 3 and the Fiora is 2 for 1. The Fiora managed to get away with her life, and here we have again another 1v1. Oh my god,
this is an awkward 1v1. Stun comes out, although she is going to get caught off guard. There was a nice flash there. Here comes the heal to try to get away, but you can't really outrun a Fiora, especially when there she goes taking the damage, and they're just going to walk away now as Fiora is now going to get caught and returned on. So there he falls. That's just caught out without. You see what happens when you don't have vision on the map? You get baited into a 3v1.
That Orianna is proving to be gold. Here they caught Caitlyn though. Let's see if the hook is going to land. It lands.
Caitlyn's top, and it lands, and there comes the Lulu ultimate, and that is just a clean pickup right there. The Varus ultimate comes out, stops and slows down, and then here comes the Lulu ultimate. Wasn't doing too much, and you see in the mid lane there's a bit of return. They're trying to get this tower now because they know that they are too pressured at the top lane. So here comes Kayn. There comes another hook. He manages to find Rumble. Out comes the ultimate in the back there, but you see Lulu's that poke damage, even as a support, has still managed to just keep Varus at bay, and just they should be recalling now as they're both recalling on both sides.
Very, very interesting concepts of both teams. I am not sure what exactly this Veigar is able to do in the team fight without Orianna being so far ahead. This is almost 50 CS ahead. This is insane. Jarvan has been surrounded though here. Let's see if he's going to be able to get away.
Fiora. Well, and he does the perfect dash, although he's going to walk straight into the loving arms of Veigar, who's just going to throw out a few things, sort of ult, not doing to finish off, and he's just going to auto tag away. And
the dragon just finishes off the Jarvan.
Dragon
what a way to go.
Well, if you're going to go, you might as well go by a dragon, so why not? Pretty dragon doesn't get an assist for that. Now you see the top lane Thresh is just going to come out through the water, but they are trying to make a play in mid. And here comes Kayn, gets out there, although the Veigar stun manages to land, but there shouldn't be too much follow-up right now. So Orianna is just going to, take the damage and walk out of this.
The ultimate is off cooldown again. I don't think they can kill Orianna without the Veigar ultimate at this point. I mean, Orianna is killing the Veigar when he has ultimate, so imagine if he doesn't, what's going to happen. So they don't want to follow that, but we have another 1v1, and this time Fiora is the one that comes down from that.
But you see Kayn almost going down right there. You see, as you mentioned, you can't even 1v1 her, let alone what about this 2v2 as Kayn almost goes down. And you see Kate's just forced under tower once again in the top lane, trying to battle it out. All that leaves is Thresh and Varus now to roam around the map, take that poor scuttle there. And Orianna's just farming up. There's no ward in the top there.
Very consistent for Black Panthers. Let's see if the hook is going to land. Very beautiful.
There goes the Varus ultimate. There's the hook. But here comes the Jarvan from the side trying to save, but Orianna should be going down with the Q, and now they can just try 2v1 this Jarvan, who's just going to, drop his walls and walk back. And this should be, again, another just, okay, we got an objective around the map. We got some wards out. We got a kill. Let's just get out of here. And Kate's left to farm in the top lane, which is a good thing. Veigar with the blue buff on him, and Jarvan with the red. This typical stuff. But now Rumble's been, alone in the bottom for quite a while now. So Fiora had to recall, and Rumble just farmed a bit, pushed out the wave. Kate's pushed out the wave. The red team should start to look, this Kate's top lane. Lulu should be staying. They should try to siege this tower, but they are seeing that here comes the Kayn, who is looking for a fight.
And he's left all alone.
there, as we said early on, was left all alone. But here comes the Jarvan, who should be, trying to do something. But here comes the Thresh. This is going to be a pain. This should be Caitlyn going down. And there we go. Are they going to continue this? Perfectly fine. This is just a 3v1. Jarvan's not going to be able to do too much. He can't get anybody. He just walks in circles and that Thresh ultimate. That was just positioning. If Lulu had to stay, even though she was a bit low, it could have been a bit of a game changer. They could have got out the speed buff, the shield, and it seems like they are going to be now focusing this top lane. But you see, Rumble's gotten himself into a 1v1 with Fiora, which is a bit
As
of
I
a.
was saying, the
Oh, yeah,
bot
continue.
lane for Black Panthers has been so consistent. So consistent. They're everywhere on the map. They're pushing everywhere on the map. They're everywhere they pretty much need to be. Let's see this 1v1.
There's a bit of a awkward
Shockwave
1v1.
gonna
There comes the
land.
shockwave, and there goes the
Oh,
ultimate, and Oriana's just going to get it once again.
I'm
It's
having deja vus here. I think I've seen this again and again and again this
But here
game.
comes the Fiora, which we've probably also seen again and again. And now
Oh,
Oria's caught off guard, and that was just a perfect pop going right there. And Kane, just sitting there top lane, going to catch Caitlyn off guard, who
Caitlyn has
is
flash.
going to, try walk away. And here comes the Lulu ultimate, and there goes the flash. Here comes the ultimate again. So there's not too much now. But Joven trying to get in there, it was a bit denied, but manages to find two in the end. It sees that Varus is trapped in there. This should be him going down, not able to click the lantern at the last minute to get
So
out.
clever. Javan sitting
That's-
right on top of that lantern. Varus is trying and trying again and again to click that lantern, and he can't because he's hitting Javan, who's sitting right on top of that. Very beautifully played there to turn it around. Beautiful flash by the Caitlyn to not get hit by the Varus ultimate. I think overall, SDG are playing around their comp really, really well.
Well, like now, right now, they're just delaying. They're trying to get to this late game, and they're doing it perfectly. They're not falling too far behind. They're only 3k gold behind, and well, there's not too much that can go wrong in terms of them just playing like this, because they haven't lost to the early game comp. It's already 21 minutes, so the late game's going to start coming. As you see, Rumble's been bot lane. He's now moving mid. Oriana's going bot. The main problem coming in right now is the Kate and Lulu have been caught off position quite a few times in awkward positions around the top lane. So hopefully, if they do want to get back into this game and try and push and get the advantage, they're going to have to put the team fight orientated on Kate and Lulu staying alive a little bit longer.
Well, the fact that the Varus is so overfarmed, depending on the... Okay, let's see here if the Fiora is going to get caught. She is. And she
She
does have
is.
flash.
She's
She's
gonna
going to use
dash
it through the
out.
Baron pit, and she's going to get away cleanly.
I wouldn't say cleanly. He almost died right there.
Oh.
It's a pity that it didn't poke the. There goes the ultimate catching him off, and that was just one massive
Someone
combination
stop
from Oriana.
this Oriana.
That was clean.
Somebody stop this guy on the Oriana. He's
Already
6
6 for
3 and
3.
1.
And
210
200
CS.
farm.
And they're forcing the Baron here?
I think they're trying to get a team fight out of this. They could just be.
There
They
was a
could go
teleport
for
from
it.
the Veigar.
There
The
comes
Veigar
the-
just teleported in the back line.
He's going to be caught off position right there. That was a bad thing to do. Here comes the Rumble ultimate. Here comes the Jarvan ultimate. And yeah, he should be going down in this.
I
That
think
was,
they were
a
thinking they
perfect
were
trade.
doing Baron right there, and he was thinking, okay, I'm gonna flank them from some sort of like behind the Baron pit position, but there was no Baron going. They played basically the Veigar, they baited his TP, and he's 2, 6, and 2 right now in the mid lane, starving in CS compared to the Oriana and kills.
Oh no, definitely. That Oriana is now going to be one of the main points going into this game in the final. The end minutes, as you see, they are going for the Drake, but that was the usual baited Baron. That was trying to say, hey, we here, we could take it, but oh, there's a TP, and then they just rotate and take him out because he's caught off position. So that's just making a few mistakes there from Veigar, but I suppose they didn't have vision, so they couldn't really do too much around that. So moving back, we're slowly getting into the late game. This Oriana ultimate is going to be not only catching people off guard, it's going to be hurting.
I'm very interested to see how the team of Black Panthers can actually peel away from the engage that SDG has. Yes, they do have 2 cages, one from Thresh, one from Veigar, but after these are used in hopes of an engage on SDG, what do they have left to peel back with? We're gonna have to see. Both teams have quite a bit of CC. Let's see how they're gonna use it. I'm so interested to see how the team fights are gonna go. We are on the 24th minute right now, and Baron is in the books. But even though we see that the Orianna is so far ahead. We still have 3 towers for Black Panthers and only 1 for SDG, and they are about 2k ahead to 3k ahead right now.
I saw the perfect synergy from the two. Veigar picking up the blue, Oriana picking up the blue. And, you know, they're walking around as 4 now. They're just taking,
He
you know,
got
the
3
usual, let's take all
people.
the vision
Oh
control.
my
Oh,
god.
there's the stun. There comes out. They got to get 3. There's going to be damage, and Lulu gone right off the bat, taken out. And then Kane just going there. The Varus ult not landing too much. And, you know, that's a decent trade. You know, your Oriana's still alive. Kane's dead. So the jungle is dead. So you could start pushing for something. You see Fiora in the bot lane just, you know, making havoc of things,
Here
pushing
they
out the
got
lanes.
Varus.
And there they got Varus in the mid lane with the perfect ultimate.
And the
Is he going to
1v1
go down?
summon in
He
the
should be
top
going
lane.
down. There we go. Kate take him down. And now Fiora's 1v1ing Rumble. Yeah, oh, there comes the Zonya's popped. Does she want to stay? She's going to stick around. There comes the flash. She should be able to get away from this. And they are going to lose the mid tower. They got objectives. There's no dragon to take, so they should just back off. This was, you know, getting them back into this game. As you see, the gold lead is slowly, you know, closed down to 1k.
So we do have 2 towers in the mid lane right now for SDG, and quite a lot of summoners burned for the side of Black Panthers. This is going to be very tough when the Jarvan jumps in next time with Cataclysm and the Orianna Ball for the Shockwave. The Orianna just keeps on 1v1 in that Veigar. Oh my god, this is just disgusting.
There comes the shockwave, and there goes the pop. Doesn't even land a stun. Doesn't even land a single point of damage onto Orianna. She just shields herself and gets out cleanly. And, you know, this is going to be a problem going to the late game. So Orianna's going to keep taking Veigar out. Now you see the death time at 30. He was gone for 35 seconds. He's still got
And
30
Ken is
left
gonna
on the
try
clock.
to 1v1 the
Oh,
Caitlyn
here
right
comes
here.
the Kane. And there's not... This is one of those awkward trades where here comes the Varus ultimate from the side, going to get caught off guard. Here out comes the Kane ultimate. There he goes. Kate is going down. Here comes the Lulu ultimate, though. Although he's getting chunked down with damage. Although there comes the summoner, the heals from the side. And now there's not much to really come into this fight. Now you're looking... Varus doesn't have a flash. Thresh doesn't have ignites. Veigar doesn't have flash. Like you said earlier on, they don't have these summoner spells, and they lose a lot of the comps against, you know, this Orianna combo.
Let's see what they're going to opt to do. So far, they're kind of like camping around. They're going to flank them right now. And they still do have the Cataclysm up. And the Shockwave just came up. And the Equalizer is going to land at the same time as the Cataclysm.
There we go.
The Fury is going to be able
Well,
to
they're not
get
really
out.
catching anybody off guard, so there's not too much there. Varus is just going to do a bit of poke, and they should, yeah, there we go. They're going to focus, you know, stick as a group and maybe try and catch somebody off, but it didn't work that time. They did manage to, you know, survive that siege, but Fiora is now going to continue to push this bot lane tower, which is going to force Rumble to go all the way back to bot lane once again. That's going to take him out the fight. The Jarvan just spotting out a few wards. The game of vision is this Fiora. Just look at that damage. Just look at it hurting there as she's going to go around, try to take the tower, although now she's going to turn to Rumble. She's under turret though, but this Rumble is going to pop us on you. And there, pop goes the Rumble, and she just should get out cleanly. There's nobody to really follow up. Orianna is on her way, but she's a bit too
Now that they
far.
see Orianna in the bot lane, they could actually force a fight. And here's what Black Panthers are going to do right now. The Varus ulti is going to land on the Jarvan. He's dead. 2 rights. And they're going to start taking the Baron right now. Let's see if they can contest it. If SDG can contest this Baron with 3 members only alive, Caitlyn, Orianna, and Lulu, they don't seem to want to contest it. They're backing off. They're going to push the lane. There's a huge wave in the top lane. Orianna's going to push her respective wave in the mid lane, and they're going to back off. And we have a pause. We lost 2 players from Black Panthers.
Oh, you know, the good news is the pause helped my game catch up.
Well, that's cool.
So that's good news. So yeah, so far this game is actually pretty even. You're gonna see it's gonna be the late game, you know, the whole comp. What can they do going into this? Varus, you know, he's 4 for 3. There's not too much you can really do as an AD carry against an Orianna who is 8 for 3, does so much damage, and then has the perfect peel. You got the Rumble ultimate to slow, you've got the Jarvan ultimate to get away, and it's going to be quite interesting to see the next team fight. We haven't really seen a full-on 5v5 because Fiora has kept the Rumble, you know, in this bot lane. Otherwise, they're going to lose at least 2 towers in the bot lane if they don't react to that.
Well, here they're coming back. Black Panthers have reset, they have bought their items, and they are starting their siege game again. A little bit of a classic freeze on the client, just for good luck into the game.
Oh, it's a welcoming gift. Don't worry, I've had it twice now. It's perfect. Um, yeah, like we say that they were going for this, team fight oriented team, and we haven't seen a full 5v5. So I can't wait to start seeing, once they actually start fighting for the inhibitors to see how, which courses they're going to take. Is Vega going to finally, come back into this game with, popping off the Lulu or, Caitlyn in the background? But the problem is he's got to try to get to them.
They caught the
And that's going to
Caitlyn,
be
the
painful.
QSS comes in. And here they got the Java, and they has nowhere to go. The Equalizer comes down, and the Orianna is just destroying everybody. She's got the games, she's got the first, she's gonna be shut down by the Veigar ultimate, and the Varus just keeps on putting damage out. Double kill for the Veigar, and the Lulu is just running away for her life. Here is the team fight you wanted to see. They caught the Caitlyn, they forced the QSS. Beautiful plays by Thresh this game. He's been playing absolutely amazing, and they're gonna keep on pushing. Can the Lulu defend against 3 Baroned up members of Black Panthers hitting on the Nexus Towers is the question. I don't see it happening. We're probably gonna see game. Nexus Tower number 1 is gonna go down, and here they are on the Nexus number 2, and now they're going on to the actual Nexus, and it is done. Good game, well played for Black Panthers. Good game for SDG. Here's where we're gonna say goodbye to SDG for now at least. And oh my god,
What a
was
game.
that a back and forth game. Whew.
It all came down to the last, those last few moments, and I have to say that game could have gone either way. 100% could have gone if you land a perfect combination there. You could have easily, pushed out the enemies, inhibitor and nexus. But at the end, all came down to the proper coordination. Veigar, just using the stun to keep them away from the nexus, not able to defend it. Everybody going down. So it was quite a on the edge game. They could have lost this, but they managed to keep their head strong, go into this, and continue to push for victory.
Well, here you heard it. We had a very, very action-packed game. We actually we didn't know at any point which team was gonna win. We wanted to see that team fight. It did benefit in the end Black Panthers. We're going to go on a very, very short break, and we're gonna come back for the big best of 3 finals to see which team is going to take the big ticket to face the 4 invited teams for a chance to go to the LAN finals. So stay tuned with us, and we'll be back very, very shortly.